Hello and welcome again at Stocks Advisor channel. Today we'll talk about AMC Entertainment Holdings traded at New York Stock Exchange, ticker name AMC. Well, I'm happy to say that we did analysis previously for AMC when it was in this area by end of January. And actually it's nice to see that it went really up very high, and now what we have here is actually a classical U-shaped formation by beginning of February and all the way until actually of today. So let's draw it with the green. So this is this classical U-shaped formation, and now it looks like we are going to make a cup and candle. So we have our cup and we are going now down, so we might make a handle here, and therefore for a cup and handle situation we need to go a little bit lower and to rebound. So this would be the most expected behavior, also by the fact that moving averages, although a little bit bending, but they still show some acceleration, so they could give us nice, let's say, trade. The only question is when the reverse will start here, at which moment. So we need just wisely approach this part, and then we should be okay to make some profit here. So let's do a quick analysis for AMC. First of all, what is important to note here that we have three moving averages depicted in green, blue, and red line. Here on the left you see their legends. And what do we see from those? First of all, moving average 20, this green line is going upwards. It was decelerating, but now it's more like with no deceleration or acceleration, because its second derivative is around 0, so it's going at the moment linearly, but this could change any moment, so it could go high, and this should start exactly on the take of making a handle here, and at this moment it should go much higher. Also, if you look at other moving averages, 20, 50 and 200, this blue and red line, they are also starting to bend upwards. So acceleration move could start any moment. And what is also interesting, on the increase of volume here, if you look on the bottom, we had an increase of volume, but today the volume was not that much actually, and still the price was holding. It was just sitting at moving average 20. So there was no major exiting of people, although some shadows you could see for the last candle. It's a doji with big upwards downward shadows, because during the day both and bears were prevailing at the moment, but it ended almost as a draw, and actually very nice to enter here. So how to trade, how to play. Before that, of other parameters, RSI also is in the vicinity of middle, so it looks like that once it has this small let's say further decline, it might go high again. So it's really developing nice positive upwards pressure. Speaking of MACD, after finishing this beautiful symmetrical negative wave, we are starting very slow negative wave, so this could go acceleration any moment. Actually similar to what we saw also here by mid-end of January. So we could repeat this jump, well, not that high of course, but just kind of handle formation. So with this being said, how to enter, how to play with AMC. Of course, we need to wait for a little bit lower levels, and I would say the first entry would be actually anything between 7 to 6 is very strong moment to have a reverse. So S1, S2 levels, let's call them. And saying of between 5 and 6, of course, it's a very broad channel. It's more than actually 12, 30, almost 15%. So you need to enter there slowly. It doesn't mean that once it hits 7, you need to buy immediately. No, but the portion of your funds which you are allocating to enter in this channel, you need to enter slowly, at least in 3 portions. So later we'll talk about non-linear averaging down, but even then, when you have a portion to play here in this channel, you also need to enter slowly, just to be smoothly entering and to have your average channel price somewhere in the middle or lower part of the channel. This is always good to have. So with this being said, once this is taking place, you can actually take a profit. Should be enormously nice here, because the volatility is huge. Usually we propose from 10 to 15% profit taking for our channel, but in this stock, because it's really fastly moving, I would say the profit target would be between 15 to 20%. So once you have this in your funds being in of this stock, just take it believe me, and then either re-enter or check other videos, other stocks. There's always something interesting at our channel. You can find even stocks reported up to 5 weeks ago are still fresh because the situation discussed there. Usually, if it's especially speaking of later averaging downs, it's still fresh, so you can just enter in time and make your profit there as well. So check those. Don't be too greedy. Don't try to become rich from one trade. This is usually not possible. It's only possible in casino, and you know what's the probability for that. So with this being said, that's the major trade for AMC. But what could happen, we still might have a not cup and handle formation, but it could actually decline stronger. So we could have kind of skewed W shape. What does it mean? So if you would imagine we continue this trend, we could have a skewed upwards V shape, so the price might go lower and then reverse. So it's not that this angle or this line, the brown line, let's call it R1, will be exactly like this, because we don't know yet the angle of it. It's not yet confirmed from the trades, but it's just, let's say, imaginary or a principal line. I will therefore write here a question mark. It's just to indicate that we could have a skewed W shape, and therefore if decline goes further, we just need to be prepared to average down. And then, of course, immediately once you are at the level of 5, and between actually 5 and 4 would be extremely nice for a secondary entry, again slowly entering, because this is the channel, if we would even continue here, where we were trading during, or we were there, the price went there for the last half year. So there was always an instance in time when you will cross this channel either from top to bottom or from bottom to top. And what does it mean for us? For us, it means that if you enter there, you have a very good chance, very stable chance to exit with profit, just because volatility waves will cross it upward. So with this being said, that's the level to enter again. If instead of immediate cup and handle, we have actually skewed W shape, and if we write it here, the price therefore would be to enter between 4 and 5, as I just said. And again, it doesn't mean that you need to buy immediately at 5. You need slowly enter into the channel. And this is also important. As you can see here, we always discuss our strategies in these opinion videos at our channel on daily charts, not on 15 minutes charts like majority of daily traders do, because we are semi-daily trader analysis. It's mixed analysis. Here we take into account, of course, technical situation, but also let's say nonlinear average down based on support resist levels and possible negative outcomes of some catalyst that might kick in, simply speaking, some news, and which we cannot predict, but we need to take it into account. So it's a slow kind of through day, of course, short-term, daily, but more slower way of trading. You don't need to watch your screen all the time, but you need to slowly enter and slowly exit. So this is for more relaxed way of trading for people who has other businesses to do and still are like on semi-professional level. So it doesn't mean that if you trade like this, you are semi-professional, but it's, let's say, it's not that one that you just sit 24/7 on your screen. So it's a little bit different style. And it's less stressful for sure. So with this being said, that's the level to enter here. Should we further decline again, and this is only if some negative catalyst kicks in, could be happening. So like a very bad news comes or something like full disaster, whatever, then we are just very safe. Why this stock is very nice? Because its historical trading channels are quite broad and very low. So whenever it declines, you always can find a sweet and safe spot to enter, to average down, because during the last half a year, there were levels where we crossed many times. So in that sense, it's a very beautiful stock. You just need to be very patient with it and enter slowly and wisely. So with this being said, this would be the last channel to trade, to enter average down. It's a S6. And speaking of numbers, this will be something between 215 and 275. It's not that we say it will go there, because you could see from the top channel it's almost 3 times lower. No, it's just a mitigation of risks. It's a strategy to mitigate risks if disaster takes place. Of course, the best way to happen is you buy in the first channel and you take your 15-20% profit, you exit. You forget about it, you go check other videos, or you can re-enter here if again new opportunity comes. But if not, you can then stay, let's say, fighting, averaging down until you finish with profitable trade. So with this being said, on the left side, you have a numerical table. Here's a graphical one, the same style actually, but the same, let's say, story, but different styles of representation, depending on what you like more. You can make a screenshot of this one and use it as a trading card. And speaking of nonlinear average down, it's still 1 to 2, so it's a very bullish, aggressive way of trading, but also very safe, meaning that the funds you would like to play here, you need to split in 5 portions. You buy with first portion of those funds in the first circle, so the first channel S1, S2. Then you again buy with 2 portions in the second circle, and again you buy with 2 portions in the last circle if price really goes there. If not, you just keep those funds for average down. This is a guarantee for you to exit positively. What some people do, the common mistake, they think, oh yeah, now it's time, I'm going to take all the bank, I'm putting all my funds, I average down immediately with all funds, and then negative catalyst comes, you drop, for example, from second level to third level, and then you have to take a loss. That's why really follow advice, always keep funds for average down, take profits slowly. Don't try to become rich from one day, from one trade. This is not possible. And also, speaking of how to enter into the channel within the 2 portions, for example, you need to be, again, cautiously entering. It's not that you immediately buy when you hit the top of the channel, because the channel is still broad and you want to enter into it as low as possible. But since you never know when you will start reverse within the channel, you also don't need to wait too much. So it also means that the funds allocated per channel, you can again split a little bit, it's up to you, in 2-3 portions and slowly enter within the channel. This way it will be really perfect entry and you will have the best optimization for profit versus loss. So with this being said, this is the story for AMC. Very nice stock, very interesting, purely technical, and even if negative catalysts come, you can trade very well. And of course, volatilities are enormous here. So just be patient, use it as a patience exercise for yourself, and then you can make very nice profit. And again, profit target is 15 to 20% here, and usually it's 10 to 15%. Do it like that, don't be too greedy, and this will pay you back many times in your trading history. So good luck with this one, and see you at another episodes of Stocks Advisor channel.